Friends, have you ever felt overwhelmed with what softwares to use? Since they're coming up with new softwares all the time, it can be really confusing in your business to know what softwares are right for your business because every bookkeeping business could be a little bit different. We're all in different industries sometimes. So today I wanted to help you with this and clarify this. At one point, when I'm running my bookkeeping business a couple years ago, I was using Kajabi, which was actually way too much for me, all its features and everything, because I wasn't using all of those features. And so I was ending up paying over $3,600 a year that I could have been reinvesting in my business or even paying myself. So today I want to break that down for you. Here's what I have learned. It doesn't have to be a fancy software, a fancy system that you are using, but when we use systems and softwares in our business, it can make our business really grow a lot faster. Our business is easier for us to manage. We know what we're doing every day. So I'm going to go through some steps with you. I think that will help you decide which softwares are for you. And the first one that I really want to talk about is what accounting software you're using. We're bookkeepers. We're going to look at what accounting software that we do want to use because even in the accounting industry, there are tons of softwares out there and even different CPAs that create their own app, their own spreadsheets, their own software program. And so I have learned some from a CPA that does have a toolkit software to help with QuickBooks Online Advanced to help you get through those things. But the first thing you really do want to decide is what accounting software you're going to use. Myself personally, I only use QuickBooks Online, and 90% of the time that is QuickBooks Online Plus. There are very few clients that I use just the essential or the starter or any of those things because we're doing job costing and we're tracking numbers and we're tracking classes and things like that. We're doing a lot of job costing, so that's at least the minimum, the best fit. Now, some roofers, they are actually using advanced too, because that really helps in reports. If they don't have a CRM, then there's a high chance that they are using that software. Some people, they may be using Xero, they could be using Wave, Sage, but I've been on QuickBooks Online since 2004. It's just the go-to for me and what I enjoy working in. Now, you'll have to decide for yourself which softwares that you like, because then again, we can even be thinking about in QuickBooks Online or any of the other accounting software if we're going to be using ADP, if we're going to be using Paychecks, if we're going to be syncing any other programs, Expensify, PayClock, any of those things. So those are always choices that you're going to be looking at and to see what's best for the client that you are working with. So I think that is the first step to decide what accounting software you're going to use. Stick to that accounting software and don't take on clients that are using a different software unless they are open to you converting that software into QuickBooks Online. If you just use QuickBooks Online, you're going to get really good in QuickBooks Online and your business will be a whole lot more profitable, run smoother for you, and you will have a system to actually work in. And so going on to our next point is our weekly schedule. And I can't tell you how awesome this is to have that weekly schedule. I actually personally, probably about a year ago, I started buying me from Amazon a big chart board. And so I do a lot of teaching to myself, and I'm writing on that board and on that pad that I just throw away to help me grow my business, and things that maybe get stuck in my mind that I've put it to paper, and then I can decide if that's something to move forward with, or if I decide that isn't, what my audience is looking for right now, or my clients are looking for right now, then I may decide against that. But you want to have certain days, excuse me, you want to have certain days that you're doing just accounting because that's the right side of our brain. And then you want to have days that you're doing marketing. And your marketing could be building your website, setting up, scheduling weekly emails. It could be if you have a community, getting in with your community and answering questions and doing things like that, like I do every Thursday with you guys over at school, over at our Fractional CFO Accelerator. Then we have a group of bookkeepers there. That's what you want to be doing on your marketing days. You could be setting up your posts. If you post every day on Facebook, you can be scheduling that as well on Instagram, whatever platform that you are on. And with this in your system, I would highly encourage you only to use one platform and get really good at that platform. Like for me, for an example, I am just on YouTube. I do have a Facebook page, but I'm not on there every day. I do post on there occasionally, but most of all my content and what I'm teaching and how I'm building my business is actually on YouTube. So you do want to have one software, one platform that you're working on, have your weekly schedule. For instance, you could have Monday and Tuesday that you're just doing client work. And then you can put down whatever hours that you're working on that day. And then you could have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm working on marketing because marketing can take you 20 hours a week, keeping in contact with your clients or people that you have spoken to and helping them resolve any issues that they're having. So that can take a good bit of time. Every morning I'm strategizing what I'm doing that day just to reiterate that in my mind, even though it's totally on my schedule. And I know that is my main thing that I am doing today. Like for an example, on Fridays, I record these videos for you guys. So every Friday I know I'm not doing accounting, I'm not doing marketing, I'm in front of the computer and talking to you guys. That's how your system can really work for you. That way you don't get diverted going in different directions of working with a client that day or doing some other marketing or some emergency that came up. And so you can gain a lot of ground just by having that system going. But please do make you a schedule. Even if you have to change it around sometimes, still make your schedule. Just go by that schedule. For me, I like to do accounting like on Monday and Tuesday. And then I've got all the right brain stuff already done. And then I have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday that I am working on marketing. But keep in mind, I didn't always have that much time to put in marketing. You may only have a couple hours a week to put in marketing, depending on how many clients you're working with and whether you're running your business full-time or part-time. So that makes a huge difference. And you have to be learning new skills, practicing QuickBooks, and that takes some of your time too, which is in the marketing category there. Our next point is really marketing. So if you don't have a website, you don't have to have one, but I would highly recommend you have a website. I'll have a link in the description for System.io, and it is really inexpensive. It's, I think, less than $40 a month. If you pay by the year, even less than that. And that's how I do pay for System.io. I pay for it one time, and then I don't have to think about it again during the year. Most of all my subscriptions, I do my best to pay for the whole year because it takes a lot of stress off of me of whatever bills are coming up and that type of thing. So that's something that you can put into a system as well that can help you. The only one that you can't do that way is if you have a wholesale QuickBooks Online account. They're going to be taking out the payments for your clients monthly. What it basically is, you sign up a client and you put them on your wholesale billing, and then you get charged for that client's subscriptions. And then you will give that client a price that includes their bookkeeping and subscription. System.io has been like, it's really easy to work in. You can do your website in there. You can build funnels, which are just a one-page website, basically asking someone to do one thing. Say that you had a PDF of how to cut your cost in your business, then you could give that away for free and someone would get on a list and you create this funnel for that. And then you would be nurturing them along the way. And then when they did need a bookkeeper, then they will think about you. That's a short version of how that works. You can do any type of campaign. You can do newsletters. If you don't have Canva, that can be very helpful for you too. Of course, they have the free version and the paid version. I've been on the paid version for a very long time. You grow out the free version, I think, pretty quick in there. So that is another resource that you have. And then also, as in software, you have ChatGPT or any other AI software that you want to use. So that goes in with your marketing as well. That's why it's really good to make a list and be looking in your QuickBooks to see what softwares you are using and to make sure that you're fully using those softwares where you're not paying for something that you think you're going to use later on, because I've done that so many times and it might be months before I get to that thing that I'm going to do. It could be Canva, that I was on the free version and then I signed up for the pro version, but I haven't had a chance to go in there and make some images and some posts and things that I wanted to put on Facebook. And that is why I bought the Canva subscription. So we can get caught up just in these little things. So that's the next thing that you want to do. Simplify your system. Make sure that you have QuickBooks Online, you have whatever day you're doing your client work, and then what clients you're doing on that day, and then have your marketing, what days you're going to post. If you're going to do a bulk group of posting at one time and schedule all of those. I do that quite often with AI, and then that way I can get a lot of things done just in that one single day, that I'm not having to go in there and post every day. So those are some ways that you can work around that. If you need one of those charts like I have, then they are amazing. I can't tell you what big a difference that one thing actually did in my business in 2025. It really helped me grow my business and make more money and just get down what I wanted to teach in my business, what type of bookkeeping I wanted to do. Today, I think sometimes we miss the systems that we're working, and we want those systems to be repeatable. When it gets to where it's really boring to do, then we know we have a good system. And then every day you just keep working that system and you keep improving that system. You keep practicing. You keep learning new skills and new ways to do things, because when you're doing bookkeeping for different clients, you're always going to learn a different software, even sometimes that they're using that you haven't used before. With roofers, I have QuickBooks Online. I might have AccuLinks that I'm using for them. I might have Job Nimbus that I'm using with them. Just different things like that. Keep those things in mind, but build your system and it will make you a lot of money. It will save you a lot of time, and then you're not constantly thinking what to do next. So that's a great way to go. But if you have any questions, I have some links in the description and one there for if you haven't tried System.io, you can go over there and take a look at their system. Our boot camp that we'll be having on January the 6th. I will be going through, of course, teaching QuickBooks Online and how to use it actually in your business and to acquire clients, but also, how to build your website and how to do some posting and what the behind the office as a bookkeeper really looks like. If you're wondering what my day looks like, what my office looks like, we're going to be doing that. And then getting your pricing correctly with clients. You can make the most money in your business and serve high value clients. So we'll be going over that pricing as well. I have for that VIP admission, and then I have general admission. If you sign up for the VIP, you will be able to share your screen after you set up your QuickBooks. And this isn't like a hot seat. I don't like hot seats too much. We'll just be looking at it. Any improvements that you may want to make, then we'll be discussing some of that. This boot camp will really help you especially if you're just starting your business in 2026. It will give you a head start on it. Thank you, but all those links will be in the description, and I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you next Saturday. Bye-bye.